My name's Trevor Ellis. I teach grade 6 at Jackman Avenue Public School on the Danforth in Toronto. As part of the StopGap School Project, I wanted my students to grapple with a real-world issue. I wanted them to learn about accessibility, and I think most importantly, I wanted them to develop a sense of empathy. Accessibility is an issue that affects people of all ages, of all backgrounds, and all over the country and all over the world. For my students are in grade 6, and as they become teenagers and then adults, it's important that they imagine people other than themselves and what role they have to play in society. Luke Anderson is a very charismatic individual. He's very relatable to me and to my students. And I think the nature of Luke Anderson's story and how much it changed his life is something that really grabs the attention of students. And it's something that students of all ages can engage with, whether they are primary, junior, or even adults.
Can you tell me what you think access is?
I think it's being able to do something and being able to enter somewhere or have the right to do something.
I think something that can make spaces more accessible is maybe an elevator or something, because if people are in wheelchairs, it's harder you can't really go up the stairs, so an elevator would help.
Can you explain to us what you think inclusion means?
I think inclusion means including them and letting them do stuff with you, and not maybe if they're different, not excluding them.
So when I was in grade 3, I once broke my elbow, and I came to school, and it was the middle of winter, and I had everything to carry, my really heavy backpack, and I had a broken arm, and I just couldn't. It was really hard to open doors, and friends were really helpful at that time. If I had to do a job like the bin or something, or if I had to open a door when I came to school, and
Did you find that you had to ask for that help, or were people really willing to just jump in?
No, I actually had to ask a lot, because some people would be like, oh, you broke your arm, you can probably do stuff with your other arm, but it's actually really difficult to do some stuff when you hurt yourself, and you do have to ask.
I'm really excited to be working with you guys on a similar project this year, where we'll talk to business owners and invite them to receive a ramp to help all kinds of people out, not just people that use wheelchairs, but parents pushing strollers and delivery people, the elderly, someone with a temporary mobility issue due to an injury or an illness, and really start the conversation about why accessibility and inclusion and barrier-free spaces are so important. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that help me out throughout the day in different shapes and forms, or different capacities. Kevin actually has helped me out before and continues to, but I have a team. I have a team of helpers that come to my house in the morning and at night. I have about 5 or 6 different people at any given time that help me throughout the week. You're welcome. Thank you. Great questions.
Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Good.
So am I. Yeah, really excited. And it sounds like you had a big challenge ahead of you, getting 10,000 people to be aware of what you're doing, reaching out. So I've got a question. Who would like to brush the other's teeth? Lizzie has been chosen to have her teeth brushed. She's just gonna direct Hopper using her words. This is really challenging. Let's just listen to Lizzie's directions.
Put it on my lap. Put it on my lap. Here. It's actually kind of fun.
For me, I found Luke's visit emotional, as always, but for my students, the level of engagement immediately went right up. Everyone was interested in this subject. Students who are not usually motivated were, and as soon as Luke did his presentation, I had students making connections about other places in the neighborhood. I had students making connections about their emotional feeling about his story. And that as a teacher is really rewarding for the students to be engaged like that. As teachers, we often talk about building resilience in our students. And Luke's story is a story of resilience. And it's emotional for me because I'm excited for the students to grow as they learn about StopGap and accessibility and what Luke has gone through. At this point, the students are putting the finishing touches on letters destined for businesses in the neighborhood, which the students identified as having one-step entryways.
I go to Jackman Junior Public School, and my class is working with an organization called StopGap. So StopGap helps people who have physical disabilities and can't get into restaurants or places with one-step entryways.
So we are willing to provide you with a ramp, and there's more information in the letter I will give you. To get in touch, please email my teacher. Thank you.
I was genuinely impressed with how the students really put effort into making sure that the content was interesting. For example, their introductions were creative and engaging. And students who never include conclusions had conclusions to these letters, and that really said something. The accessibility audit was incredibly engaging for the students because they got to go out in their own community and see for themselves how accessible their neighborhood was. It was really exciting for the students, and when they came back, the results were surprising to them that over half of their neighborhood wasn't accessible to people like Luke Anderson. Students' immediate reaction was that they needed to do something about it. Well, I'm proud that they care about their community. I'm proud that they care about other people. I think my own process of learning about the StopGap Foundation and about accessibility really demonstrates how much work we still have to do to raise awareness and increase accessibility, because my own knowledge was limited. It still is. And with the students, I wasn't disappointed with them, but I think it also it shows that they weren't really aware of accessibility before. They are now, but they do have connections with people who have mobility issues. I'm really proud of them for caring about their community, for caring about accessibility, and I think genuinely developing their sense of empathy for others.